Hey guys, I'm Boot. We're in New Jersey, and today we are going to be working on the truck. So right now I just got back from the AutoZone and the hardware store, picked up some new bolts for the water pump pulley. Also got a bolt for the intake that I needed because of course I was missing a bolt and I couldn't find an intake set of bolts anywhere nearby, so picked it up at the hardware store. It fits, it works, it is what it is. Right now I'm just working on getting these into the water pump. They don't quite fit. I think the thread pitch is a little bit off, but I'm making them fit because I don't have time to be dicking around. This thing needs to be running. So let's get down and dirty into it. So as you can see right there, I got some new bolts on the water pump pulley. That's all done. I got all this stuff set up. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the new PCV valve and the breather. We got our breather from the AZ. We got our PCV valve from the AC. We're going to go ahead and put the PCV valve in the back section and this nifty breather in the front section. I'm only running one line off the PCV valve. It's the PCV valve. Next I have to get my knife out so I can cut this. So we got this guy. This guy should pop. Oh no, it doesn't. This is not a thing that I can use at the present time. I'm going to have to do something else. Well, we'll stick that over there for now. I guess from here, we'll go ahead and start putting in the thermostat housing. So let me grab my bolts for the thermostat housing and put these intake bolts away. So this is the intake bolt here and the one that I'm replacing the broken one with. It's not quite as long, but it should do the job. Meantime, these are the upper intake bolts. Being stashed down out of the way. So, a couple of bolts here. So make sure that that's there now. Everything's threads in good. They're just gummed up. That's all. Just a little gummed up. I'm gonna have to put a little oil on these. And this is bracket, so I'm assuming this is the bracket bolt that goes right here into the head, which I would be correct in assuming. Not sure what size is on that, but I'm gonna guess that it's a half. And I would be absolutely correct. That's funny. But where I can fit this in here, I'm going to go ahead and do it. There we go. Bracket. That's tightened down. So that's what we got. That tightened down a good bit. Got the water pump. I don't know if everything. I keep saying water pump. Thermostat. I gotta go look and see if I can find a thermostat. Yeah. Seeing what looks like the water pump gasket step to the head here. I'm gonna give it a scrape and see if I can get it in one of these fucking things. Not that I think it's actually going to be any good, but I guess it's very versatile. You see that down there? That shit's like shaggy as fuck. I'm gonna try to scrape it off with this fucking screwdriver. See what I can do. And then I'll hit it with the wire brush again. Damn, dude, this thing's been on here since like the fucking 80s. Swear to Christ. Anyways, I'll try and give you guys a little bit closer of a look at what I'm doing here. I mean, there's a lot to do, so I'm just gonna get to it. It's the old-fashioned, and that's just dry. I don't need any RTV for this. I got a dry head, so I'm just gonna go in, nice and dry, make it work the way I want it to. Put this in and leave it with it pointed upward, or the hole pointing upward. As you can see right here, this is upward, coming off the pipe. I've got my hole lined up with it so that any air bubbles will come up through the top here. And they come up through the top of the radiator and be recirculated out through here and forward. Okay, and I believe that'll be exactly what it needs to be. No issue. This sits right in front of the freaking pulley. Maybe when it's in, it's not so bad. Yeah, it's actually not so bad there. I think this needs to be spun around because God forbid it starts whacking at it. It starts taking out that freaking line. You're gonna have an issue right there. No bullshit. Let's go ahead and tighten this up. Let's go ahead and get trying to see how many holes are here for this, because I'm also going to have to figure out where the holes go for the intake. So, but I do think it's about time that we took the belt off of this and let it down. However, I'm going to have to put the jack under the exhaust so that I can get it to come up, so that we can mount it. Before we do that though, I need to get crusty on these clamps off of that. So, with that same sound, I believe, I'm going to try this clamp here. Let's see if we can get it out. Because what's going to happen is the heat will travel up from the manifold and start burning this rubber hose. But it didn't do it for the other one. So I guess, hopefully my chances are good that it will be successful. Hold it all in or just reflow it back through the then out to wherever. But before I do all that, we're going to go ahead and remove this. From the hose, we're just going to put it right here. Here's my breathing. So that's my breather. It's whatever. Okay, then we got this. Put that to the side for now. Don't move it. Now we need to turn my attention to the spark plugs and the firing motor. Get my book out and we will look for, what was I looking for? The fire motor. So early on in the book. Number one is it's right here. So this is one right here. You can go ahead and tuck it in underneath. That's my taps, paps, whatever, blue ribbon fucking section of chorus of computer bullshit. This is an air pump to cool the injectors. Fucking thing never had the pipe that goes down to cool the injectors. So that would just be a waste and, absolute, pain in the fucking ass. This is going to be removed. That is the nastiest turbo I've ever seen in my life. Alright, down goes. So I'm going to make sure I match these up. Get to. So intake and exhaust bolts as such. You have to sort them out real quick in the tray for ones. Okay. And as you thread them, that washer presses in. So, alright, so now we've got jack underneath the exhaust. Now it's time to try to get things lined up. And this is just Dorman part 03405. Just some handy bolts. Nope, we're just not going to get that one in there. That one seems to be all fucking worked up. So, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best thing in the world. So, with that said and done, let's go ahead and drop in the intake. That's all of them. And I just lost my socket under the truck. Son of a bitch. Next thing we're doing is putting in the fuel rail and the injectors. So I've got this pack of injectors and we're just going to hook into them. So these things are cracked, packed, and ready to put in. Beautiful thing. Alright guys, this might be a little bit better of an angle. Somebody's blowing horns across the way. And let's see. Go back to vacuum hoses in the way. Okay, here we go. So here is my fuel rail. Okay, it's going to come across here. and go like this. I'm going to go ahead and take the tops off, and I'm going to finger lubricate them around the O-rings, just a little bit of oil. And that will allow me to pop these into place without any issue. So, there we go. They're all in on that top one. The next thing to do is to remove the bottoms and rub the O-rings with oil. So let's do that. Okay, well, for these injectors, here is the part number. It's Everest Way. Hopefully that's helpful. We've got everything situated here. We got everything tightened up, everything locked down. This one is just going to be what it is. That exhaust bolt is out. Everything else is clamped down. Everything else is locked into place. So in the meantime, when we go get the upper intake, let's go ahead and get this set up over here with our upper intake bolts. Okay, we're golden there. We've got these bolts left from our exhaust stuff. I'm not going to worry about what we don't need. These bolts here, these are our intake bolts. These are going to be the ones that go into all this right here. And in the meantime, I'm going to go get the manifold gasket. Here I have the upper intake manifold gasket. It's going to go on like this. And there should be a plastic little retainer right there. Yep, there is. And then this will go to here. Plastic retainers, screws. We're all good. Let's go ahead and get this thing set up. We've got this old line on here. I don't want to do away with it. Kind of want to take it out for a silicone line, and thanks to my buddy Dan who gave me a bunch of silicone line, I just happen to have some. So this hose is now going to go from here underneath to right inside of here. So let's go ahead and get this thing mounted. Okay, there we go. Almost there. We're almost set up. It's this damn hose again. Get in my way. Okay. There is our, there we go, little seat here. Beautiful thing. So we're seated, chilling. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start lining these up. There's going to be one in the back. It's going to be a real bitch to get to. So I'm going to put that one in first. I'm going to try to run over top of it. The whole thing's going to stop. Oh, and the camera doesn't fall on top of me. Cut. Now I got to get this upper intake on without losing everything else that's situated in here. I'm really fucking it up. Can't do none of this. I have to take this off. I have to connect the injectors. Duh. Alright guys, so we are basically going to call it a wrap on today. I got the intake on, I got the injectors in, I got everything basically done. I just now need to get everything cleaned up for the night. I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. We're gonna have to start this thing tomorrow, so let's do that.